Well, hello, Tenos. Welcome to the video. My name is Baguette, and this is Put the Devstream in the Bag, aka Bag Devstream Ready to Go. This is Devstream 193, and in this video, I will talk about the most important points in Devstream, what's coming in the next update, what are the QOL, buffs, changes, etc., new fashion, deluxe skins, and all that sorts of stuff. This Devstream was quite packed, which the future March update, which is going to be the Shadowgrapher. We also have some fashion news with deluxe skins and some Tenogen, and we're also gonna talk about even more QOL and buffs that are coming to certain game modes. So let's get on with the housekeeping first, which are the smaller news. The smaller news are such as the Android release, Nintendo 2 release, and PAX East Devstream has been revealed in this Devstream. The PAX East is going to be at May 12th or May 20th, I believe. And in this PAX Devstream, DE will actually gonna talk about the next Prime Warframe. And so far the guesses are Stynex Prime or Citrine Prime because I'm pretty sure from the release order it was them two. Like it was either going to be Stynex or Citrine, or they might surprise us with a future Prime release being taken to become a taken back to be an early release like Sevogot Prime was. So guesses right now are Stynex Prime. Well, let's get on to the first big news of the dev stream. So before the big update, I'm pretty sure this is going to be at March 13th. This is the Warframe's 13th year anniversary login reward, which is going to be DAX Signa. Signas, if you don't know, though, these are attachments which you can put onto your Warframe's head, and they look pretty cool. And the DAX Signa is obviously modeled after Lotus's helmet, I'm pretty sure, and it has the Warframe symbol in front of it as a holographic symbol. And I honestly think this signal looks pretty cool, and it has some cool color channels, though I don't know if every Warframe will be able to look cool with this, because Cygnus can have problem with clipping, mesh problems, certain Warframe hitboxes being different with certain Cygnus, but overall the Signa looks pretty cool. And obviously with each anniversary event, other rewards from the past years will also return, such as the capes, the Dax skins for Rhino, Wisp, and Excalibur, Dax Furious, Dax Dual Dakra, and so on. And then we come to the main game, the main show itself, the Follies update, which is the Shadowgrapher. Shadowgrapher is being told as a different themed update, similar to Chains of Harrow. This will have a quest, and apparently this quest will be available after you do the Change of Harrow. This will be another horror-based quest, and the Shadowgrapher update will drop at March 25th. Now I know that's still a lot of time to wait after the Vob and Heirloom update, because that update had only some fashion and QL, so we just need to be a little bit more patient for a peak update that is coming our way. Now this update has a pretty cool illustration. This update will come with Foley, and I'm gonna talk about Foley in her full detail in a separate video. So for this dev stream, a bridge or dev stream summary video, I'm gonna shortly talk about her abilities and her signature rifle. So Foley's new model has been revealed. Her model is more refined now, and she also has an alternative helmet, which looks like this. She has some cinnamon rolls looking hair pieces, and I honestly think this might be looking a little bit better than her OG default helmet. But to be honest, I like both helmet designs. Unfortunately, I won't be buying this as it releases, because usually new Warframe helmets do release in the new Battle Pass Nightwave. Yeah, so I don't know if with the new night. By the way, the new Nightwave did not get announced. Quite surprising, because this Nightwave have been going for a few months. So the next Nightwave announcement might be in the PAX East Devstream. So Foley releases with a rifle, which is NCAWS. What I understand from NCAWS is that it's a beam weapon similar to Splatoon rifles, and the alt fire of it deal, and like it will create an AoE, and it will deal extra damage to enemies that are inked by Foley's abilities, which in my opinion it's pretty neat. Another effect the weapon has also, I think it has like a execute thing where if the enemies are inked when they reach a certain HP point, this thing the weapon just immediately going to disintegrate them, which is also pretty cool. Then let me get on to Foley's abilities. Now Foley's abilities might be a little bit confusing, but as I said, I'm gonna make a separate video on her. So as I'm gonna try to summarize here, I'm gonna do my best to be fast about it. So let's get started with the Foley's passive. Folly's passive is whenever her abilities ink an enemy, they are slowed, and when these enemies die, they drop energy or health orbs, from what I understand, which is pretty cool. That means Folly has a certain way to self sustain, and you don't have to rely on certain mods or arcane, such as Arcane Energize. Her first ability is a teleportation. This makes her invulnerable. It has a short range or I mean, it has it has a medium range. It cleanses all of the status from her, similar to Hydroid's wave ability. And this ability has a really low cost, so you can spam it as your heart's content, which is pretty cool. The insane part about Folly is her second ability. Folly's second ability is basically a gear wheel. This gear wheel summons items from the map, such as electricity traps, barrels that can explode, defense targets that can taunt enemies, like the decoy of Loki to make it attack it. She can summon survival capsules, Termian RPGs, all that jazz, like even death orbs and void tile sets. And these skills with her strength as well, so they will deal insanely amount of damage to the enemies. And she can even summon a log search to buff her allies or and herself. Like she's going to be a pretty insane Warframe by her second ability. And that doesn't end there. The icons on the ability looks goofy because you will be able to color them yourselves. You can make the item you're gonna summon, like let's say you're gonna summon a Termian RPG. You can make this icon of that anything you want. Now there's a catch. You the DE basically said you shouldn't paint anything explicit, anything not safe for work, or the accounts might get reported and banned. So just like certain companion and weapon names, I will suggest you not draw anything explicit as icons, um, so you don't get reported or don't get banned or don't get flagged. Like there's still a risk about that. So just be civil, be creative, don't try to draw huge bazongas everywhere, and just yeah, be kind, be nice, or your account might just get permanently banned. Folly's third ability releases an ink clone of herself, which gives her damage resistance. I don't know if this is as same as like damage reduction. Like DR is, either damage resistance or damage reduction. Like I'm still not too good about those terminology, but what I understand is she creates an ink clone that gives her damage resistance, and when you kill enemies around this clone, the clone will get bigger, and the damage resistance you gain will also get higher. Well, I think from the symbols on the top right, it can rise up to 100% because it is passing 92%. So that's pretty neat. And it seems like it has a lot of range because look at all that ink on the map. So it seems like the DR has a really large range. So you won't be feeling that limited to obtain a damage resistance or reduction or however you say it. Her fourth ability is pretty interesting, but compared to her two, it's kind of eh. Basically, you put balloons and you make the enemies fly up to the sky, and when you shoot the balloons, they fall down, they take fall damage. That is pretty neat. And when they are up there, up in the sky, they get armor stripped. So the ability is pretty cool, though I don't know if it's gonna use compared to her second or third ability because her second ability is insane. The amount of things you can summon, like they didn't even reveal all of the items you can summon with her, and it seems there are many, many map tile set items you can summon with her second ability, which is gonna give her insane utility in a very unique way than you would usually see in a utility warframes. But I digress. Her 4 seems pretty funny as well. Like, in my opinion, this might be the most unique Warframe release so far I've seen. Like, I'm quite fond of her kit, and I will talk more about my own opinions about her in the full video about Folly. So let's get to the next news in the dev stream. All right, the survival update is pretty cool. Like I said, like in my opinion, being able to grab keys and make the timer go twice as fast is pretty nice. Uh, it's basically turned one of the oldest and probably the most, like, I don't want to say most boring, but it's usually boring because you just sit there for 5 minutes. It turned one of the most like stale game modes into something interesting with mini games. I like the key finding, and I like the timer going twice as fast, so it's something extra to do. I wish they still added the press the button, summon a boss, and kill it to skip 40 seconds. I kind of like that more, but this is also a pretty cool change. Then we get on to the news of how are we going to do the volley? Like, how are we going to get volley? First of all, there's going to be a quest. This quest is going to give us more lore about the Arbiters of the Hexes, which in my opinion is pretty awesome. I love Arbiters of the Hexes. It was one of the first syndicates I ever picked. Basically, we will go to Vesper Relay after we do the quest. We basically gonna do a mission that goes like this. All right. You first have to find canvas. Then you have to find paint, and while fighting ink monsters and trying not to get caught by Foley, which that Foley is going to be immortal, so your only chance is just running away from her. You're gonna try to make a painting, and you will do this 3 times, and the mission is complete. It will give you materials to craft Foley, and it will of course gonna give her parts, compartments, whatever they call it, like her neuroptic systems, etc. And I'm assuming her main blueprint is gonna be from the quest. If not, it's probably going to be this mission. So you go to Vesper Relay, find a canvas, find paint, paint the picture, do this 2 more times, so it's like 3 canvases in total. Get out. I hope this is like a eternal mission where you can just go on forever. But as if it's like a one time, like if it's just a one and done and you have to go back again, that's still fine by me. Also, each round, from what I've heard, Folly is gonna get more aggressive with each canvas you found, like you complete. So it's going to be a pretty interesting run away from the immortal boss while trying to do an objective. It's pretty nice. I'm interested in this, and I can't wait to play this in March 25th. The vendor for Foley is going to be in any. I think it's gonna be in any relay where you find Arbiters of Hexes. He has a name. His name's Aspirant Zorba, and Zorba will have the of course the browse rare section where you get the pity system for Foley's compartments, and there will also going to be a second segment where you will be able to foil mods. Now I'm not sure if this is like every mod in the game or this selected mods you see here, but basically, all of the mods, you will be able to make them foily. That shiny effect you're seeing right now. I don't know if they explain how, but I see this is an interesting way to fashion your mods. And I say, sure, why the heck not? Like, it's an interesting endgame. You know what they say? Fashion is endgame in Warframe. And this is just another proof of it. Moving on, speaking about fashion, we are going to have Eat and Run bundle. This is, I'm assuming, going to be a double bundle for Grendel and Gauss, which have custom emotes, and these going to be our incredible deluxe skins for Gauss and Grendel. They both have Signas, a weapon deluxe skin, and of course the deluxe skin itself. There probably might be additional things with these bundles because you can never know. Maybe, oh yeah, there's going to be a Cyan Dana as well. And I'm pretty sure Gal's gonna come with a custom sigil that I will show you right away. And in my opinion, it's pretty cool. This, oh yeah, I think it comes with armor too, right? Yeah, the Gauss Deluxe skin comes with a chest armor, the Signa, that's the visor there, the Cyandana, the Excelter skin that you just saw, and it comes with a custom sigil, which is all going to be a really unique one. It's going to be a full body sigil similar to the blood one, and it will basically going to make your Warframe be muddy. And here it is. Now I don't know how it's gonna look for every Warframe, but as it is on the Gauss, it's not bad. You can also color this in different ways. I'm pretty sure D here shows like painting it green, so it looks like he got slimed. Yeah, there it is. Like being able to paint is interesting because you can make it look like your Warframe got colored by a different type of dust, like maybe space dust. So this is an interesting way to fashion your Warframes, but like it covers a really large area, so I don't know how good it's going to be with all of the Warframes. But I say um, the limit of is your the limit is your creativity. Now we get on to the Grendel skin. I gotta be honest with you, this Grendel skin looks insane. It also comes with a chest armor, a Sayandana, a Signa, and the deluxe skin for Maseter, the heavy blade. And this skin also has a custom sound effects for the first ability. And I gotta say, this thing has really good paint channels. It looks like a Pacific Rim. Um, Jaeger you will see. Like it reminds me of Cherno Alpha. Like this is an incredible skin. And it also comes with like I believe those yeah, that Signa right there. It just gives like this visor. And here's the Maceter skin, the Maceter Deluxe skin, which it's basically looks like a chain sword from Warhammer combined with like some staff equipment. Like this is a great skin. The chest armor is pretty cool, and he also has the flank Signa, which gives him that visor and the ears. And also, he's going to come with a Sayandana that looks like a launch pack, which is pretty neat. Now, speaking of the signals, I don't know how well they will look because you can see the mesh, the clipping, it can look kind of wonky with certain warframes. But for some militaristic designs, I say this might look pretty cool with maybe Excalibur, Nyx. I'm already starting to imagine like maybe with even with Waban you can make some interesting things. I'm hoping that chest armor for the deluxe things can be used with any warframe because they look pretty good. As I said, the deluxe skins have their custom emotes, and here's the. I think they show. Do they show the Grendel one first? Rev it up. There we go. Hyper Juggle. This is the Grendel one where Gauss just comes and kicks you into the sky. You just come down and do the thing. And then Gauss has emote where he starts racing with Grendel. Let's show it. This is so cool. Like these don't do like they're like it's like Gemini emotes created really good inspirations because I like this dual emotes. Like I like the cool aura factor of it. Like I like it a lot. So these deluxe skins are coming with the Shadowgrapher update as well. Same date, March 25th. DE also showcased some Tengen. We have three Signas. No, we have two Signas, which are Zamairu and the Corpus one, which are pretty cool. Oh, there's also a third one right there, I believe. Or is that the Zamairu one again? I think that's Zamairu one again, yeah. There's going to be a Steinex skin. Steinex getting his third Tenogen skins, which is a surprise to be sure. What a welcome one, because Steinex always getting the coolest Tenogen skins. There's also going to be a Netracell Nova Tenogen. Yep. And next to it is going to be an Entrati themed Hammer skin, which is pretty awesome. I gotta say that normal skin looks incredible. It's going to be a day one buy for me. I'm never financially recovering from this update. You know how they revealed the Kuva, Gulsa, and the Koda Bibonico? In this dev stream, they revealed the model for Tenet Quanta. Quanta is not a weapon I used a lot, so the Tenet variant, looks cool. The weapon is like a beam weapon if I remember correctly, and I can't wait to see the strength it gained from becoming a Tenet weapon. And with this, they also talk about that all the Requiem mods going to be in a single relic called the Requiem something something relic, and I'm pretty sure this will be able to bought from Yudico in Iron Wake, or that might be something different. I might need to check the Iron Wake update. Also, they're going to add Honoria for syndicates. Then we come to the extra quality of life where they talk about that excavator is going to have shield gating, so they will no longer blow up by the sight of an enemy. And there will be some cold proc changes and Arctic Eximus changes where you won't be getting cold procs by being outside of a cold Eximus, you'll be getting it by being inside of them. And apparently cold proc status change or procs themselves are going to get some change. I don't understand the math behind it, so we're gonna see when the patch notes drop in 25th. And the mantling is basically when you're climbing an object. The climbing animations is going to be more streamlined and smoother, so you don't feel like jank when you accidentally climb on something. It will go with the flow of the game, which is pretty cool. Apparently, there's going to be the guilty variant of the Perita game mode. I don't exactly know what this means and how we're gonna unlock it, but apparently this is going to be a harder version of Perita Rebellion. And considering the icon looks like this, it seems we are going to fight all three bosses at once. I cannot wait to try this because this seems so chaotic, and I genuinely want to try this immediately. So they kind of hinted that they know what we know what the guilty is. What I'm assuming maybe Uriel, but like the harder version of Perita Rebellion seems interesting because if we're actually going to like fight all three bosses back to back to back or all together, that sounds insane. And last bit of QL is apparently Gauss, when he uses Fort ability, it's going to play the Red Line soundtrack, which was from his Prime trailer. So that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. Awesome sauce. And that's all about for Devstream 193. I hope you guys enjoyed this Devstream summary videos. I'm going to make videos about Folly and maybe some extra stuff, and there will probably going to be a bunch of short where I try to make some news coverage that are fast as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment on your opinions on Folly or whatever is coming, what excites you the most about the new update, and I see you, Tenno, in the next video.